Hi everybody. Let's get on with the diet update. Today, when I weighed myself, I weighed 160.8, a whole pound up from yesterday. I wonder what happened. Probably something to do with that cauliflower doused in sour cream from last night. Oh well. Alright, what was eaten today? In the morning, I had some keto flatbread with 2 sausages, 2 eggs, over easy with salt and pepper, and a cup of coffee. That's pretty much what I ate for breakfast. For lunch, I had some rotisserie chicken that was reheated in our air fryer, our little air fryer, not the big air fryer. And then I put that in another keto flatbread with mayonnaise and had 2 separate pieces of chicken, which was the leg and the wing on the side, and a bag of Quest's spicy chips. So, yeah, that's what I had for lunch, dinner, I guess. And then when I got home from work, I ate a few olives. I almost forgot to mention I had 4 strawberries for lunch, and then when I got home, I had another 4 strawberries. And I put a dollop of sugar-free whipped cream on the strawberries and ate them. It was pretty good. Yeah. And then I chewed on a Sour Patch Kid watermelon flavored Trident Zero Sugar gum, which is pretty good. And took my vitamins, and that's pretty much what I ate today. Well, any exercise? Pretty much just walking around at work. That's about it. Walking up the hill, down the hill, bringing carts in, walking around the store. There you go. All right, now let's go on with the daily update. What happened today? Well, let's get to it. So, I woke up. I was woken up by my. Well, actually, here's the interesting thing. I woke up at like 8:30 in the morning, like 8:30 a.m. And when I got up, I felt like I needed to check something on my phone, and then I thought to myself, wait a minute, I don't need to check anything. Why am I seeing if I need to check something? And then I went back to sleep. Really odd, because, like, I don't know why I felt like I needed to check something, but that's how I felt. But then I felt, oh, I guess I don't. It's strange. Well, I went back to sleep. Then I was woken up by my mom, who brought our cat Malcolm in, and she put him on my chest, and I pet him for a bit before she grabbed him and walked out of my room. And then after that, I got up and I started making breakfast, and my mom came in and wanted me to make some breakfast for the 2 of us, so I put in some extra eggs in there and some sausage, and I had my keto bread. She had her sour dough bread, and we ate together. It was pretty good, I would say. Yeah. After we ate, I remember my sister got up and we greeted her, and now I remember. I wanted to finish my pizza nugget commercial with a fun sounding voice for the song. I tried to sing, but for whatever reason, my singing was very monotone. At least that's the way the AI interpreted it. So my mom decided to sing the song to the commercial in the microphone, and then we used 11 laps to turn her voice into like a fun sounding singer. And I think it did a pretty good job, although parts of the song came off quite glitchy. But overall, we had a great time. I had to feed the lyrics piece by piece into her and have her sing them into the mic as we went along. But we had a sort of good rough idea of the whole song by the end, and then I downloaded all the pieces and I put them next to each other in the editing software on my phone. And we watched it, me, my mom, my sister, and my sister's first comment was, "Well, I'm glad I was able to waste some brain cells on that for you." I mean, yeah, it is a pretty silly project to put a lot of energy into, but I'm just glad that I finally got it done, because I always wanted to see what that ugly looking commercial would have looked like if someone remade it faithfully with Google's VO3 technology instead. And I think that overall I did a pretty good job. Very tired. Yeah. But again, it is a silly idea from the very get-go, so there you go. But anyways, after we're done showing that, my sister wanted to show me some old show with puppet characters like from the 90s, and it was like in the bayou, and it was like alligator, and there was like songs, and it's like where the song "My Bottle Collection" came from. She wanted to show me that song, but she said she thought that the character had a deeper voice, but it turns out the character has a super high-pitched voice like this. So, yeah, it was a little different from what we were expecting, but it was still fun nonetheless. Then I went in my room and I watched a video about Mark Cerny and AMD through Digital Foundry, and basically the roadmap being laid out for what will eventually be the PS6. Extremely early days. The technology is rumored not to even be ready until probably 2027 at the earliest, but more than likely 2028. But yeah, it was pretty much a really detailed breakdown of like the different steps the technology designers are doing. What's the proper term for that? Architects. There we go. Yeah, architects are doing. Very fascinating to watch. And then my mom and sister left to go to the grocery store, and after they left, I remember I was I was watching a video from the YouTube channel Dan Dingle, where he was making Silly Sora 2 videos with his buddies, and the results were very funny. And yeah, I was watching that while drinking my coffee with monk fruit allulose and half and half. I felt like I put a little too much monk fruit allulose, though it was a little bit on the overly sweet side. Then it was time for me to go to work, which today I went to work from 1 to 10. So I got dressed and I left. Now, when I got there, it was a really busy day. Probably because it's the weekend, so weekends are always going to be quite busy. And it started off packing for someone, but then I was told that I needed to do lot. But at the same time, the person I was packing for was an older lady who needed help bringing her groceries out. But then my manager said, "Hey, do lot." But then he was like, "I need help out this lady." I was like, "Oh, never mind. You help the lady first, and then you can do lot." So it feels like my hair's poking in my nose. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, I helped out the lady, and then I did a lot for the first hour. Second hour, actually, the next 3 hours, just straight up bagging. And anything too interesting to talk about? No, not really. Just bagged. That's about it. Well, on my lunch break, I left to go to home for lunch, and when I got home for lunch, I had reheated rotisserie chicken in the flatbread sandwich, the keto flatbread, with the Quest chips, and that was pretty good, I would say. Yeah. Well, as I was eating, I believe my sister was doing some exercises in the living room. So I said goodbye to her, and then I left for work again after I was done. I think as I was like eating, I was watching a video. Oh man, but what video was it? I honestly don't remember. Anyways, so when I got back to work, I was put in charge of sweeps for the rest of my shift. So I had to bounce between bagging, wiping the check stands because I was a pre-closer, and also, oh yeah, and before I left for lunch, I was asked to refill our paper bags back in to the check stands because apparently we go through paper bags a lot quicker than we do plastic bags, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, for sure. I think one of my coworkers was quite upset about that. Yeah, but anyways, I had to refill all of the bags once again later when I returned from my lunch break. So luckily a pallet was lifted with some new paper bags, so I got those, and overall it was 4 large packages that I needed in order to fill up all of the check stands with the proper amount of paper bags. I coordinated who would do what for closing with my co-closer. It was a stock clerk, and then yeah, I just went back and forth doing sweeps, wiping check stands, refilling bags, taking out the trash, putting in the carts and the signs. Yeah, did all that. It was pretty smooth, I would say. I remember I got into a conversation with one of my coworkers about like how they're glad there's no handle on the bags because handles on paper bags are more liable to break. I said, yeah, but I don't know. I still think the option would still be nice. Well, anyways, I punched out. I said goodbye to my boss. Before leaving, I got a case of drink called Spindrift, pineapple flavor, where they put a splash of like real juice in there. But don't worry, it's not enough juice to spike any blood sugar. I mean, I'm not diabetic, at least as far as I'm aware. It's just for the keto diet, because if you don't like watch your carb intake, then you're gonna have a spike. But yeah, there really isn't nothing to worry about. It's like only like 3 grams of carbohydrates, so pretty good. So yeah, I drove home. When I got home, I ended up spending like an hour of editing and trying to put together the final version of my pizza nugget remake commercial. I finally ended up with something that I think I'm pretty happy with, I would say. It was a mixture of my voice and my mom's voice, me singing, her singing, with the voice filter of the character we used in 11 Labs. Um, yeah, and before I got out of the car, I was watching a video from Red Letter Media about a review of the movie Tron Eras, which apparently is out in theaters right now. I'm not really a Tron guy, but I like Red Letter Media. I think their videos are very funny, so I gave it a watch. I haven't finished it yet because I felt like I'd been in my car for too long. So I got out, I entered the house, I said hello to my mom, I packed the Spindrift into the fridge, then I sat into the den and I was watching what my mom was watching, which was a documentary about a guy who was able to translate the Bible from being something only priests could understand to being something that everyone could understand. And then after that, we watched a guy talk about food from Thailand. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff, I would say, for sure. And then my sister arrived. We greeted her. Then I took my vitamins, and yeah, and I chewed a bit of the xylitol gum I have, because xylitol is apparently good for your teeth. And that's pretty much the day. I got in my room, I hit the record button, here you go. So that's all there is to it, and I'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully it's a good day. It's going to be a day off. I'm going to meet our family friend who's currently in a convalescent home right now, and we're going to check in to see how they're doing. Goodbye, everybody, and take care.